Hi. Before starting, can I have, is everyone QA here? Or let's raise a hand who is not a QA. Okay, few guys are that, cool. So, thank you so much. So in QA, how many are like less than 3 years or are more than 3 years? Okay, less than 3 years, raise your hands, experience. Okay, that's good. And more than 3 years? That's great. Perfect. Now, we wanted to talk about what we are doing and we wanted to empower what QA needs to be done. So that's what the topic is all about. So thanks for this. Let's get started. So the basic question, the elephant in the room, we say that is QA as a function diminishing? Who feel that QA as a function is going out? That means there is a perspective that QA jobs are not there. There is less jobs in the market. I'm not getting job. I'm having a fear. Does anyone feel that? Few people feel, okay. Who doesn't feel that? Yes, I'm very confident in my career. Perfect. Cool. So the answer is very simple. Yes, QA as a checkbox, it is dying. But as a QA as a function, as a process, as a quality engineering, it is evolving. So I wanted to talk to you about that. How do will be part of that QA journey and how do we prosper in our career? Hope this excites you. And this is a talk of the town right now, right? Cool. So now we know what needs to be done. So let's talk about some evolution of QA, how it happened and all. So I think everyone is like 3 to 10 years experience. Let's talk about the old age. So when at 2000 internet came in, then this www came out, right? Like, and then IT got boom. Then from 2000 to 2010, what happened? There is like manual QAs got into picture, right? So what do you mean by manual QA? Like you have, first there will be a coding, then finally I'll come as a QA and then I'll test it. Am I right? This is what one pace is. Then what happened? Like we'll raise a bug, we'll feel happy that I'm raising a bug. That is one phase which already stopped at 2010, right? The second phase, 2010 to 2020, which is called as left shift, where there is something called as CI, CD, Jenkins, automated process, automation came into picture. So now, who doesn't know APM? Who doesn't know rest assured? Who doesn't know Selenium? Perfect. So this is what we are right now, where everyone knows what is automation here, what does it do. So let's not go into depth of what automation does and all, but that was the second phase. After that, as a quality engineering, what it came is, now it is no more I'm getting pride that, okay, I'm raising a bug, but how do you prevent a bug? Now, are you guys in a situation where you are preventing a bug? Or just still, like, of course, I will also feel very proud if I find hundreds of bugs in my testing. But is there a way where I can prevent a bug? Okay. Cool. So how do we prevent a bug rather than catching a bug? Any answer? A random guess?
Maybe doing unit testing.
Unit testing, perfect. That means before coming to QA, some issues are being caught. Okay. What else? Sorry?
We can even do the visual testing, like if it is on the UI layer, we can do the visual testing.
Okay, then?
CSCD.
Sorry?
CSCD.
CSCD is a process where we'll try to catch the bugs. That's good. Cool. Who have gone through the PRDs? Who have not gone through the PRDs while delivering stuff? Everyone has gone through, right? Perfect. Have you given any feedback on the PRD? Anyone? Yes. So this is where quality starts. And it is very evident that without we ourselves knowing, we are already doing the work. So our quality, this is called as quality engineering, right? So where we are trying to prevent the bugs in every step. So once PRD is done, hopefully everyone is doing test case review. If we are doing test case review, that means you are catching other guys ka thing. So you are also preventing the bug there, right? Then are we? Go ahead.
Nowadays, we are like, organizations are not writing test cases.
Correct. For what? Like what is the reason?
Because everyone wants to move to the automation and they want to reduce the efforts,
Correct.
but they are not thinking about the quality.
Correct. So, correct. You are right. I'll come to that which phase we are in right now. So basically, where we are writing the test cases, where we are reviewing the test cases is one part we are preventing the bugs. Now after that, is someone automating stuff? Okay, who are into automation? Can you raise your hands? Okay, there are few people in automation, and rest all I hope it's all manual QAs itself. Right. Now, have you gone through something called a shift left technology? Have you heard something about it? Right? Where you start doing manual QA, or you write the test cases, then automation comes into picture. Right? So that is where the pace we are in, which is called as quality engineering. And while engineering the process, where we are also saying that let's automation also be there as part of my QA process. Once after automation is done, is it sufficient to, are we saying that, okay, we have Rahul in the place, like, are you saying, Rahul, like, we have, like, how many cases, like, let's consider 100 test cases we have, is 100 test cases is also automated? Okay, who else agrees that, okay, 100 test cases can be automated through 100 automation guys? Like, no, right? So, manual QA will never diminish. That means manual QA is very much required. But again, manual QA will not be done by a manual testers. This is the biggest point which we need to do, because where we are evolving is the term called as SDET coming into picture, right? Who are all SDETs here? Again, very few. That's good. Now, how do we prosper into an SDET journey is the next step to talk about. Got it? Now we know what are we doing. We are saying QA is not dying. Second thing is we are evolving and we know where we are in. From quality QA as a phase, now we are quality as an engineering, we have moved in. Now how to prosper? Now previously what was happening, I have the test cases, I write the test cases and then I'll complete it. Now to prosper as a quality engineer, and again there are three main things which we need to talk about. First thing is common sense. Common sense, again, we are all manual QA. I think that is not a biggest problem here. We write test cases in terms of users. Am I right? Is there anything else which we are writing as part of test cases except user thinking? Okay. Why? Because we are in a phase like we have startup companies, we have big companies and all. Whatever it is, what we do is we serve a customer or we serve an end user. Customer might be an actual customer who is using our product, or there might be some operations guy who is using our product to deal things with the customer problem. Am I right? So that is where we are doing. And while we are building some product to the customer, first thing is we should be very well versed in our common sense, where we think in terms of users. What if my mom, who is around 60 years, can use this product? What if I kill the app and if I come back, is my state remaining? So these type of user thing where we can do, like I can switch off my internet and then do some nasty things. So this is all common things, which is one, I think everyone has that skills. There's no problem in that. Am I right? Everyone knows that. Let's talk about the second skill. Second skills is about, once after you have common sense, again, this is like a stepping stone. This is a base. If I don't have a base, I can't build a floors. So if your base is very clear, if not, make it clear. Second thing is, once the base is done, the second part is we need to think in terms of an engineering perspective. Who knows Kibana, Datadog, anyone? Have you heard of things? Okay. So you know what does it mean? Fine. So this is the second skill which, if I am wanted to prosper in this quality engineering journey, I need to think about, which is called as engineer mindset. What is engineer mindset is, This is not about, yes, as a user, there is a problem. But as a QA, I'm just reproducing that problem. Yes, there is a problem, there is an app crash. Yes, there is a crash. That's not where we need to stop at. We need to start by checking the logs, which will tell where the problem is. Right? For that, what do you need? What do you need? The basic thing is understanding the code. For that, a small, very bare minimum things is very much required at that particular time, which is called any coding language. Whatever you want, you can just get in. So second aspect is that where we need to think about what is that causing the problem. So again, as I said, we are taking pride of, yes, I have found the issues, but that's not, we need to stop. We need to say why it is happening. That curiosity of understanding why there is a problem is my second aspect or the second skill which I need to possess to become a very good quality engineer. Right? Got it? Cool. The last part. Third part here is, now we have been talking about AIs and all. Now the third thing is called as machine sense. Like, I know what I should do. I have automated some stuff which will try to help me out. And I've been thinking in terms of logging. I'll check why there is a problem and all. The third part is, can I fix the problem? Today, in 2025, QAs, maybe designation doesn't matter here. QA, SDETs, or DevOps engineer, doesn't matter. They start fixing the issues. Right? That will be the third part where I need to get prospered into. So for all these things, the first main thing or only main thing which is required is skills. Now, who knows Java? Who doesn't know Java? Doesn't know Java? Very few people. Okay, who knows any coding? Who doesn't know any coding language here? Oh, you're content writer. Right? That's fine. Cool. So now we are in a situation that we are all evolving to the actual market requirement. Because everyone knows what is required. Everyone knows, right? Like automation is one of the thing which is required for my career. Everyone knows, right? Who feels like without automation? Because we are in a QA. So if you are a developer, that is different. If you are in a QA side, except automation, do you feel there is a prosperity in our career? No, right? Like that means the basic thing is we need to learn some of the coding languages, which is very important at any particular time. If I'm 6 years experience, yes, as Prasanna said, like 8 years I have done manual QA. There is no stoppage to that, and that you are not late into the system. We can get started. And for that, I think the community like NammaQA, where we are trying to leverage your time to teach you the skills which will help you to grow your career. So it's all about you. We need to start learning things, and we should not stop learning at any given point of time. Right? So let me introduce myself now. So the same, I think Prasanna, like, if I'm not wrong, who are like 10, 12, 13, 15, 20 years experience, will all go in the same phase where you start with manual, you somehow learn automation, you do things, and then come back into the in a place where we are sitting right now. I think Prasanna didn't stress about this. I wanted to stress about one thing is constant learning and constant hard work, guys. What he was telling about, yeah, you have guidance, you have the vision, you have the things, everything. But if you don't do the action, if you don't start thinking in terms of what I should do to be there, that means you are not in the race. I'm telling you very, very, like, very strictly that if you are working like the same way how you are working 5 years before, or when you started your career, if you have worked on some manual QA and now also you are doing the same thing after 5 years or 6 years, 8 years, that means you are not evolving. So what is that thing what we need to do to do next? It's all about the hard work, the skill set which we wanted to bring, which we wanted to start learning and then implementing. You can ask me like, yes, I know Java, I have done things and all, but basically if you're not implementing, that will not work. So the second thing is, when the action starts, what we should do is take a small project. You just take any website, take any app, start automating yourself, and then ask questions. So every day, like if you start spending 15 minutes of your time in writing one small Java code, like addition of two numbers, subtraction of two numbers, start writing, and then how to just print 1 to 100 using some loops. So this are not like, we don't want to talk about, okay, very technical things. Basic whatever happens in our life, if we start talking, that will lead into a code, and that code, if you try to understand, your base will be set. That means your coding skills will be set at that particular time. 15 minutes, one code, and of course, like, I don't want you to solve things without seeing. Take a code, copy into your IDEs, and then start answering, and that will be once 15 days, like one thing. After maybe 100 days, you would have completed 100 problems, and you will be much better what you are right now. At that time, if you say there's no time, there's nothing, that will not work at all, because you have to make the time, because this is your prosper journey. That's all happened with me also, where I started with basically I'm a chemical engineer, so I don't have a background of CS. And how I ended up here, like, again, constant hard work, where I thought I'll just get into a manual QA, get into a job. Somehow I got a job, and then 3 years into manual QA, and then 26 interviews, I didn't get any job. And then I know that there is a thing. I stay nearby, like just 2 kilometers from this place. From here, I used to go for interviews to Whitefield, Hoodie, like Marthalle and all. Every day I used to go and come. They'll say, HR used to say that I'll get back to you, or there's no opening, or you're not selected. So at that time, like, we can easily feel it. But the real problem, what I didn't felt at that time was, I was just going for interview, but I was not prepared for the interview. So this thing, the skills which I'm talking about, trying to understand user perspective. Second thing is the smart thing which we want to do, and as an engineer, like, think about the logs and all. That will really help us to get a job where we aspire. Now, let's consider we have all these things. Like, yes, now I am a very good automation engineer. I'm very good. I know Java. I know everything. Now, if someone asks you some question, if I'm not able to answer, then they will feel that I don't know anything. So that comes the next crucial non-technical aspect, which is called as communication. That plays a very important role, guys. I am working as a senior engineering manager in CoinDCX. I have taken much of the interviews in terms of cultural fitment, and when the candidates who will come to my round will be cleared of at least 3 rounds, and I'll be rejecting just to make sure that he's not able to answer me properly, which plays a very crucial role. And for SDET, like, for 2 years, 3 years journey, it doesn't matter. But when you are, of course, like, our age is going up and all, we will also grow our experience. Like, experience will go from 3 years, 5 years, 6 years. Expectation will grow. If my expectation is growing at that particular time, if my communication is not good, they will say that you're not fit. This is non-negotiable. Once you are good at technical aspect as well as you are good at communication, then there is a high chance of you landing into a better job than what you are today. Right? So communication will also play a major role. Once after all these things, like, you have skill set, you have communication, the last aspect is, which is not so serious, which is called as luck. Luck comes to those only who actually work for that. So my hard work should be there, and then you have to say, I have done my all interviews. Like, I think people would have given so many interviews, and then finally HR will say that it's fine, come, like, you're not selected, you're rejected and all, right? Like, that's a common thing. So how do we, is that in our control? Is it in our control? No. So you do our own hard work, what you should do, then leave it to the luck at the last moment. So why I'm telling you that is, 1 interview you get failed, 5 interviews you get failed, 10 interviews you get failed. If you stop, that means you will not get a job. But if you keep trying, you might get a job. The example is me itself. Like, 26 interviews I attended, Finally, I got one offer letter. So for that also, now I'm thinking that it's purely a luck, because 26 people they rejected me, but there is one person who was selected. And then after that, learning comes into picture, where you start learning. If you stop learning, if you say that yes, this is my last learning, I'll not learn anything, then also our experience or our career will come into the still. Have you heard about who uses IntelliJ as a IDE to do automation? You use, right? Like, okay. So if you are using IntelliJ, there are so many tools, which is the third part of smart thinking, where we do have AIs, which will actually enhance our productivity. AI will not replace anyone. To be very frank, AI will not replace anyone. Only thing is, if I am writing one code, which was one scenario, which was taking half an hour, now I can write in 5 minutes. If I don't tell what exactly to write to the AI model, it will never can't give many scenarios. It might can give some scenarios, but we have to drive things, right? Now, we know what is that, where we are going, evolving. We know what we need to do in our career to do. Then the next step, we need to ask, what should I do from today onwards or from tomorrow onwards to prosper in this career, right? First thing I'm telling you, prepare on the skills. That is very, very important. Don't expect anything that, okay, I'm not getting job, I'll not learn this skill. Don't worry about the output. Just worry about your effort. Give your effort, 100% there will be a success. Second thing is, once you have the skill set, second thing is, keep learning new tools which will really help you to prosper in your career, because every day new tools are coming. If you say that I know APM, I know Selenium, that's not the thing, right? Someone heard of Cypress? Right, we have heard of Cypress. So 5 years before it was not there, or maybe 10 years before it was not there. So Cypress has come in, Playwright, right? And then what else, new things which we are doing? So we have Juni, something called as, like, I think now we are using, I think no, people will not be hearing that. Juni is a AI tool which is coming as part of an IntelliJ IDE, which can read your complete framework, and then if your framework is so good enough to understand to the AI, it will automatically write as number of test cases which you want. So that will increase my productivity. It won't replace me, right? So this is what we need to do at any given point of time. I'm telling, QA is not dying. As a QA, as a function, it is evolving. If you are also evolving by learning, by enhancing your skill sets, by actually giving your thoughts in terms of quality engineer, you can also prosper in terms of the same evolvement of the required market. So I wish you all the best in this aspect. Thanks for giving me time to talk on this. I'm open for any discussions. We have to talk about this because it's very important, because we are talking about our own career. So we can talk, and then we will try to take this path, and we are here to help you at any given point of time. Everyone, we have come up a long way. It's not about easily we have not come up. We have struggled in our own journey. I've also worked on like maybe around 10, 12 technologies to try where my career can fit in. So I started with C++ developer, then Java, then .NET. Finally, I was somehow stuck into QA, and that to manual, and then we went on. So everyone is there. We are there to help you guys, and then all the best, and thank you so much for this time.